JLM to the tee. This is his fifth hole in the FSG Invitational. Fairway slight right to left. Nice shot down the right center. Looks like he has a 135 to pin. He's got a wedge in his hand. "17-footer for birdie. Should break left to right downhill. Just beautiful." Meet Jay Lim. He's a golf instructor in Fullerton, California, and has become one of the most sought-after golf instructors, teaching over 2,400 hours in a year.
Jay is here 6 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day. He's on the lesson tee all day other than lunch.
With clients from as far as New Zealand and Bali. He could be golf instructor's best-kept secret.
I was a 16 handicap when I met Jay. Right now I'm at a 1.2.
After 3 to 4 months, it dropped down to a 3 or a 4.
Last year, I did win one of their quarterly tournaments.
I caddied on the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour. Just recently, I took the championship for the Clark County Senior Amateur in the Las Vegas area.
About 6 months after I started playing golf, I accidentally discovered a biomechanically efficient swing. And as soon as I discovered that, I shot par.
This is the story of how the discovery of the biomechanically efficient swing is changing golf instructions from the ground up. It will be the key to unifying all golf theories and put golf on the Olympic standard where it belongs to be. The fact that it takes years of practice to become a good golfer is a myth.
I was that guy sitting on the couch, watching the guys on TV and saying, how do they do that? I accidentally discovered a biomechanically efficient swing. I didn't invent it. It's always been there. Everyone's a version of this guy, but this guy doesn't exist. And as soon as I discovered that, I shot par. 6 months after that, I shot subpar.
My name is Garrett Castro. I'm 24 years old. Currently live in Yorba Linda, California. I was a 16 handicap when I met Jay. Right now I'm at a 1.2. When I first met Jay, I wasn't competing at all. After taking a few lessons with him, it got me to a point where I felt confident enough that I could compete with these guys. After I won my first tournament, last year I won 5, so that was the only year I started competing. The initial experience and the confidence that I can do this, and it's helped me big time.
The whole point of releasing the system is I don't want the public to be fooled anymore. Not only did I shoot par within less than a year, but within about 16 to 18 months I shot subpar. After I had accomplished this, I didn't know if it was me and my abilities that allowed me to do this. Could I transfer this information to somebody else? And I did.
My name is Stephanie Ellingwood. I'm 27 years old from Huntington Beach, California, and I'm currently a golf instructor and I play golf professionally. Before I had lessons with Jay, my handicap was around a 13 or 14. After 3 to 4 months of lessons with Jay, it dropped down to a 3 or a 4.
Biomechanics is the study of human movement. Physics is how the club moves. So if we understand how the body moves and we understand how the club works, we'll be able to arrive at one answer.
Sports performance has improved significantly over the years, but tradition in golf and golf instructions is keeping golf performance virtually unchanged.
I learned to play the trumpet and then went on to the woodwind instruments and played all of those, played all the brass instruments, played the piano, started playing the guitar, basketball. I ran track. I also picked up Olympic shooting, particularly Olympic pistol, Olympic rifle, Olympic skeet, and Olympic archery. Of all the instruction there is, music, sports, academics, I think golf instruction is probably the worst. In 1937, the Olympic high jump record was 209 meters, which is 6'10 and a quarter. In 1993, I jumped 6'10 and a half. This is pure human jumping we advanced. The golf industry has advanced not just in technology of, how to view the swing, but the equipment. And we're still suffering from a slice. Why haven't we gotten rid of that yet? Why isn't there a definite solution?
Golf instructions has not improved because it operates on a flawed premise that we're all built differently, so we have our own unique swing. What if we were just all variations of one biomechanically efficient ideal swing?
We are not all built differently. We have the same number of bones, we have the same number of muscles, and you can test this yourself. The rotation of your left arm is 270 degrees. If you extend your arm and have the thumb facing up and move it down without raising the shoulder, you're going to reach a limit. You go up, that's 180 degrees, and you rotate over, and that's 270 degrees. I test the range of motion of my clients all the time, and it's always 270 degrees. In gymnastics, there's a grading system based on the one biomechanically efficient, the one ideal. But in golf, you don't get style points. If the ball moves, it counts. So then everything's allowed. And what I was able to do was take a look at every single tour player and say, he's a version of this one. He's a version of this. Everyone's a version of this guy. But this guy doesn't exist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Henry Cardenas, and I'm 50 years old, and I'm from California, and I'm a doctor of chiropractic. After I started working with Jay, right away I told him, I think it's probably within the third lesson, that I will never go to another instructor, because he was so much more knowledgeable about the whole system, and I felt like I actually owned my swing, and I'd had enough experience with other instructors to know that there's nothing even close to it. And that's kind of one reason why I like Jay's system too, because biomechanically, it was sound.
By understanding biomechanics, we can use anatomical limits to create a criteria, an uncanny ability to repeat a position at impact. By being able to identify defined movements of the body, we can all discuss golf motions with a common vocabulary, instead of nicknames and arbitrary golf jargon used today.
Here's a club. There's a vector, there's a force, it's gravity. So if I dropped it, it would drop straight down, right? Okay. However, if I dropped it but I held this side up, it would travel in an arc. Now, what is the energy that is applied to this club head? It's still a vertical force, but with a focus point it changes into an arc. Now what normal golfers do is they see the swing and they see this big circle. So they create this big circle. They push down, they push through, and they push up. This circular movement doesn't repeat very well because it's actually multiple vectors. It's down this way, and then this angle, this angle, this angle, and that angle, and that angle, and that angle. When really the only amount of energy you need is a downforce. How do I make this club travel faster, but maintain the integrity of the path? All I really have to do is push down here. The rest of the movement is already taken care of. But what do golfers do today? They swing in a circle and then try to create a circle. I don't create a circle. I don't produce a circle. What I produce is a straight line from here to here. That's the energy that I'm producing is a straight line, but it's going to result in a circle. So everyone at home can try this. Go up to the top of the swing and just chop straight down at the ball and stick the club in the ground and see what happens. The ball will go straight up into the air if you hit the ball on the ground at exactly the same time. And that's how you're supposed to hit the ball. Have someone film you. Is it going to be a straight line? No, it's going to look like a circle. But that's the insight that's not out there. You're not going to find that idea on YouTube, but I teach that every day, and it works every single time.
These three movements are directly connected to two characteristics of ball flight, and one of them is not part of the golf movement at all. By understanding which movement directly affects each aspect of the ball flight, we can pinpoint what a player needs to do without any guesswork.
Our hand can do four things. It can flex, which is moving toward the body. It can extend. The hand can move this way toward the radius bone, called radial deviation, and it can move down toward the ulnar bone, which is ulnar deviation. That's it. If there's a limited number of movements to the left hand, why are there an unlimited number of concepts of how the release happens at the bottom of the swing?
My name is Evan Green. I'm 53 years old, and I'm the founder of a company called ASEC International. For a beginner, the methodology that Jay has is probably the best building blocks that I've ever seen. As an experienced golfer, you will be blown away by working with Jay. I caddied on the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour. There's things that not only I didn't know, but some of the best golfers in the world didn't know.
If we were to look at pros as a model of golf performance, how will the elite performers become better?
Golf is going to return to the Olympics. Other countries who are well versed in biomechanics will take on golf as a pure biomechanical movement. It's gotten to a point where the best in the world are starting to look for biomechanical information. Take Tiger Woods, for example. His last two coaches, Sean Foley and Chris Como, both tout biomechanics. Why? We're getting to that point where we need to advance more than the advanced have advanced to.
Golf needs a new standard that is not simply based on the best performance. There needs to be a standard based on hard evidence and science instead of opinions and personal preference, so that even the best can become better.
Jay's system will revolutionize golf by giving golfers an Olympic standard to strive for. There are different types of swing theories and different instructors teaching different things. But by using Jay's system, we can, as a whole, move the entire golf industry in a single direction.
Golfcode 360 doesn't go from the top down, it goes from the bottom up. We're not taking a look at what the pros are doing and asking you to be like a pro. You're taking a look at how a normal person went to elite golf in less than a year. That's the information you should have.
After the original airing of this documentary by an overwhelming demand from the general public and teaching professionals alike, Jay has embodied his accelerated golf system in golfcode 360 to share his discovery with the world. The definition of the biomechanically efficient swing will change how golf is taught, analyzed, and performed. Golfcode 360 will unify all swing theories and put golf on the Olympic standard where it deserves to be.